Our next guest struggled with his identity, and when he was finally freed of that burden, unfortunately, he did not find relief.
No, what he endured and what he survived is now the subject of a film. It's called Boy Erased. Take a look.
Welcome to the Refuge Program. Come on.
Boy Erased is the latest film generating Oscar buzz, starring Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe, and Lucas Hedges.
I think about men. I don't know why. And I'm so sorry.
The movie's based on the 2016 best-selling memoir and powerful true story of writer Garrard Conley. Growing up in Arkansas, Conley lived a normal childhood. He was a black belt in Taekwondo and was even crowned homecoming king in high school.
Nice setting where a lot of people would hang out in each other's houses and we would do potlucks at church.
Conley was the only child to strict parents, and their lives revolved around church.
I had a very close relationship with God.
But when Conley was 19, his idyllic life changed in an instant. Conley says he was sexually assaulted in college by a male friend. Soon after, this same person outed him as gay to his parents. His father, a soon-to-be pastor at their church, confronted him.
I was told that I couldn't act this way, I couldn't be an openly gay man and still be part of this family.
Conley's parents immediately sent him to a gay conversion therapy program in Memphis called Love in Action, hoping to cure him of his homosexuality.
This is what I've been told my whole life. God can convert you to whatever you need to be. So I believed that conversion was possible. But at the same time, I knew that these feelings that I'd had, they weren't going away.
While at the program, Conley says he had to learn to be more masculine while enduring psychological torture and shaming.
We had to read these things called moral inventories. Basically, we had to list off any sexual experiences or thoughts that we'd ever had.
Conley began to question the therapy and became increasingly depressed.
None of this is working, telling me that I need to hate someone in order to be cured. Hate, to me, felt like the opposite of compassion.
After 2 weeks at the program, Conley's mother pulled him out.
Survivors who are still sitting in front of you are the best testament to hope and change.
And today, Conley hopes this film will invoke change and encourage others to share their own stories.
It is such an eye-opening film. Encourage everybody to watch it. Garrard Conley is with us now.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the time before you came out. You knew you were gay growing up, as we saw in Arkansas, and the emotions that you were experiencing at a time, though, Matthew Shepard had been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the headlines, and you saw that.
Yeah.
What were you feeling?
I mean, people in my church, it was a really close-knit community, like I said, but I would hear things in church like, oh, he deserved it. And that was something that my whole family really feared. If I came out, they didn't know, but if they'd ever known, they would have thought, oh, if he came out, he would be, maybe he would end up like Matthew Shepard.
When you think about that, hearing in church, a place that's supposed to be about love and acceptance, tolerance, and you're living this secret and you hear somebody say something as hateful as that, what goes through your mind?
Well, I mean, people are complicated, and there was a lot of love there. That's the thing. So you're thinking, okay, it must be evil. It must be something wrong, because the ideas at the time went along the lines of, hey, you don't commit murder if you're angry. So they use this logic to say you might have a temptation, but that's not who you are. They called it same-sex attraction. So it wasn't who you were. It wasn't your identity. It was something that you felt.
You could control.
Yeah.
So your parents, when they confronted you, you decided to go to gay conversion therapy. That was willingly, right?
Well, I mean, it was kind of under duress.
Yeah.
I'd been outed against my will, and my parents basically said, we can't imagine you being under our roof and continuing to be part of our family unless you do something to change. And when you hear those words, there's not really anything else you can do other than to say yes. I mean, I wasn't financially independent. I didn't have friends that were openly gay. I didn't know how to leave that life behind. And also my faith as well. I wasn't ready to do that.
So talk about what life was like inside this conversion therapy center.
Well, we actually were placed with a lot of people that were dealing with a lot of different issues like bestiality, pedophilia, marriage issues, and we were all grouped together under the assumption that we were all addicted to something, that we were somehow addicted to whatever had happened to us or whatever we felt. And that was incredibly damaging. You can imagine if you're sitting next to someone dealing with something like that and thinking, oh, I must be like him or her. That's incredibly damaging. And then we would do, we had to confess every sexual idea that we'd ever had.
A moral inventory.
And then also there's a scene in the movie, and I wanted to ask you about it because it's so powerful, where they do a mock funeral where the gay person lies on top of the coffin, and then the family members hit them with the Bible. Did that happen?
Yeah, so Aaron, who was actually at the premiere, is the person that story is based off of. He's still alive and healthy now.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But yeah, that kind of stuff actually happened there.
Physical and emotional abuse. Let's bring in Dr. Jeffrey Fishberger. He's a psychiatrist for the Trevor Project as well, and a lot of great efforts that the Trevor Project is trying to do to make sure that these kinds of centers do not continue to exist.
And this does still exist.
It still does, yes. It's important to know that 700,000 people in this country have undergone conversion therapy, 350,000 while adolescents. And you think about this, the impact this has on a young person going through this.
Yeah.
It does more damage than good, I would imagine, right?
There's absolutely no evidence to show that this does any good or that it works. And to the contrary, there are numerous studies showing that it causes severe emotional damage and harm to people who go through it.
Yeah.
There's a study from 2009 from the American Psychological Association that it increases depression, self-hatred, low self-esteem, suicidality, and the most recent study in 2018 from the Family Acceptance Project, what it showed is that for young people who go through in-house conversion therapy, meaning with their parents, their rate of suicide increases from 22% to 46%. And if they go in-house and outside with a therapist and a religious leader, it'll triple to 62%.
And 35 states still have some form of these kinds of centers. Just real quick, I want to say, you and your mother helped you get out. Your mother saved you. And you and your father have worked through some of the issues.
Yeah. What's life like now?
Well, Mom was at the premiere in New York and LA.
And loves Nicole Kidman. She picked Nicole to play her.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Mom thinks she is Nicole Kidman. They actually look a lot alike in the pictures. But yeah, she got to stand on a stage with Nicole Kidman while 1,700 people gave her a round of applause and a standing ovation. And it was
we love Martha.
It was kind of the best gift I could give to her, you know.
I'm so happy
We've been
for
through
you.
a lot, so.
Yeah.
You're
it's
happily
nice.
married too? And
Yes, I am.
You're so brave to write this book and then now see your life on a big screen.
Yeah, it's
Thank
surreal.
you for sharing your story so others
Oscar
don't have
nominee
to.
buzz already. Just be watching this one. Boy Erased. Thank you, Garrett, so much. Boy Erased hits theaters nationwide tomorrow. We should mention Focus Features is a sister company of NBC Universal. We'll be right back.